Hello there,
Hello there.
and welcome to What If Qui-Gon Didn't Die? My name's Jamie,
And my name's Shaun.
and we love talking about Star Wars.
Star Wars. Theory chat and nonsense bits.
Oh yeah, we like to explore different what if scenarios. We do all sorts of stuff on this podcast. If you listen, no two episodes are the same.
Even though we do go back to earlier points sometimes.
That's fine.
That's just what we do.
It's a limited amount of there's a limited amount of information out there. We have to circle back every now and then.
Yeah.
And you'll find circle back is a phrase we use a lot
Yeah.
in all of these episodes.
Yeah, because in the tree of life, we ponder off on branches and have to go back to the trunk every now and then.
So this week's episode, we're going to ask the question: what if Poe Dameron was a double agent?
Palpatine's back again. He knew the whole time.
So, Shaun,
Hello there.
for those listeners who don't know who Poe Dameron is, let's have a little refresher, please.
Okay, so Poe Dameron. Oh, you put me on the spot now because it's been a little while since I've watched the latest three.
I love doing that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So we meet Poe. He's escaped from wherever it was. He's escaped from somewhere, hasn't he, with BB-8? Because BB-8's got part of the map for Skywalker.
Yes.
So he's escaped, and then he finds Finn.
Would you like some help here?
Yeah, go on then. Because I know he's a fighter pilot for the Resistance.
Yes. So he starts off on Jakku, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he's doing a deal.
That's right. He's doing the deal for the map.
Yeah, the BB-8's got.
Yeah. Can you cut all that crap before, please?
No, I'm gonna leave it in because this is how it works. We don't do any. If you didn't know this already, we don't do any research, and we sit here and we talk absolute nonsense. So they're doing the little trade.
Yes.
Because this map is a key piece of information that has the location of the legend of Luke Skywalker in his faraway distance planet, wherever.
Planet, yeah.
Where he should have probably been left, but that's a separate issue.
We have spoke about that briefly in another
Yes.
episode.
That's our opinion. So that's where we meet Poe Dameron. Then Kylo Ren turns up because he's obviously got wind of this deal happening.
Yeah, and they want to find Luke, and then he does the ultra cool thing of stopping that laser bullet in midair.
Oh yeah, we see that. That's a nice little power.
That's like the one of the opening bits, and everyone's going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, how cool is that? Crazy. He doesn't just deflect the bullets.
No, or just let him suck into his hand like Vader did.
Yeah,
he just sort of goes, "Nah, stop, please."
Yeah, stop that. I'm going to continue moving.
Yeah,
like Bernard's watch.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Blast from the past.
There's a reference for you. Yes. So from there, Poe Dameron has to escape, and he's got BB-8, and BB-8's got the map in a little pocket in his chest.
Yeah.
And they go to escape, and they do escape, don't they? But it's kind of a botched.
Yeah. Yeah, they steal a ship, don't they?
They don't escape. BB-8 escapes.
BB-8 escapes.
Poe Dameron gets captured.
That's right. And then
yeah, so that's how he meets Finn. So once he's taken up and he's being interrogated, and he doesn't want to give any information away, which I think he struggles with because he's not a Jedi. He is, as much as he's strong-minded, he's not
a Jedi with force barriers up.
Yeah.
And Kylo Ren's obviously there going, "Tell me all your secrets."
Yeah, he's got a nice little power to get inside people's heads.
Yeah, he doesn't need the droid like Vader does.
Yeah. And then he bumps into Finn, and Finn helps him escape.
Yeah, because Finn has a change of heart, because we see Finn down on the planet in Stormtrooper gear.
That's right.
And when he comes back on the ship, he obviously takes his helmet off, and he's all sort of like, "Oh, that was so wrong. We've just killed a whole village of people."
Yeah.
And then we find out he's a janitor, which is really weird. Why would a Stormtrooper be a janitor? You would have robots for that. Surely you would have droids.
I'm not convinced that he was a janitor.
I think that might have just been like a little joke, maybe.
I think so. I think in those scenarios there are so many members of staff. You've got the stormtroopers who are
They're
armed.
supposed to be the soldiers, aren't they?
Yeah, they're soldiers. They're armed. They go on and do missions and whatever else.
And they guard the prisoners on the Death Star.
You can't-
never see one of them with a mop and bucket.
You can't be telling me that when all the stormtroopers go off, that the place becomes a mess
Yeah.
because suddenly the janitors are missing.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
There's droids for
There's
that.
droids. There's all sorts of whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a side thing. So the question is, if Poe Dameron was a double agent, at this point it could be argued that maybe Kylo Ren would talk to him or convince him to actually spy on the rebellion. And I think this would be the point that it would change.
Yeah.
So from this, he would then go on to be part of the rebellion. Well, he already was part of the rebellion, but we join him, land him back up with the rebellion eventually, and working for good,
Yeah. Yeah.
perceived good. What would have happened if Kylo Ren managed to convince him to be a double agent? How would the story have changed, do you think?
Well, because of the way Star Wars is, I think it would have prevailed in the end that he would have been found out.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have gone uncovered for the whole 3 films. Oh, Poe's been a double agent the entire time. Now the galaxy has ended. Because when it gets to the end, it still would have been Palpatine in his cave. Rey would have somehow have got there with Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Because Kylo Ren wouldn't have used Poe to get to Palpatine.
No.
Because he's too selfish.
And also, it wouldn't have got to Palpatine anyway.
Yeah.
Because Poe doesn't have that connection.
But maybe he would have been more effective in... Obviously, let's say, for example, that Finn still helped him escape. Which could be said that it's a bit too cliche that Finn, a janitor, helped him escape. Maybe Poe was let loose, and Finn was the I don't know, the fall guy,
the enabler.
Yeah,
I suppose he would just be seen as collateral.
Yeah, because he is just a stormtrooper.
Yeah,
Poe drags him along, and he needs a witness for Leia to think that he's good.
Yes.
Let's put it that way, because Finn goes, "Oh, I was with them, now I'm not. I met Poe. He's amazing. Love him, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's a real good guy. And at that point, say Kylo did make Poe change, he's going, that's great, because I've got a witness here who loves me to death. So he'll back me, and everything I do can just be little indiscretions, or he can tell other people that I'm good, so I can still carry on in the shadows being a naughty little boy here."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's got Finn to back him up. And if they go, "Oh, where's Poe gone?" and Finn's like, "Oh, he's just gone to the lavatories." And they're like, "Oh, okay, Finn said he went to lavatories, that's fine." But what he's really doing is he's using Obi-Wan's little walkie-talkie thing to talk to Kylo Ren. "Oh yeah, this is where they are. Leia's going to go here."
So this is interesting. So I think there's 2 avenues we can explore here. One is, does he use his connection to the rebels to then locate the rebels, or make them locatable?
Yeah.
Or, bearing in mind he had access to a map for Luke Skywalker, would Kylo Ren be more interested in getting to Luke Skywalker? Because bearing in mind, we know they've got beef, they've got unfinished business.
They have, yeah.
So would Kylo Ren, whose actual focus, he's not Hux, is he? Hux wants to destroy the rebels.
Hux who wants the rebels, but Kylo's got his own agenda of finding Luke Skywalker, isn't he?
So if Kylo Ren's the one who's able to manipulate Poe Dameron, does he then go, right, you need to get back to Jakku, you need to find that droid, you need to find that map, and you need to return it to me so we can find Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, and actually that would make good sense on him going back to Leia, because he must know that the other half of the map is in R2.
Yeah, because he's a person of power, isn't he? He's got position in that
Yeah, in the rebellion.
in the rebellion.
Yeah,
So it would be safe to assume that he would know. But that also that being said, the other part of the map they need is stuck within R2D2, who's been asleep.
that's what I'm saying. So he would need to go to.
But he wouldn't. Nobody knew that was going to be inside R2D2 until he suddenly woke up and went, "Oh, beep boop boop boop. Here's a map," and then went, "Oh, there's a missing part."
Yes, I remember. And
the part they need is in BB-8. There's no way of knowing that that's what it was, but Kylo Ren would have known that.
BB-8 had that bit in it anyway.
Yeah, and also the rebels were looking for Luke Skywalker, so they would do what they could to make it work. The Empire, or Galactic Empire, or whatever they call themselves these days, they don't have all the information, and they know they don't have all the information.
Yeah,
certainly regarding that person.
Yeah, because do they know that Luke and... Well, I suppose they don't know that Luke and Leia are related, but they do know that Luke and Leia work together.
Yeah, for sure they would know that there's a connection, but I don't think they perhaps know that, because Leia's not overtly Force using, is she?
No, that's true.
She shouldn't stand there on the bridge of a ship just bringing a cup of tea to her hand without walking across to it.
Yeah, a pear to be cut up for her shipmates. That's actually really good, and actually it would make sense as well for the new Galactic Empire, whatever it is, to let Poe give the map. If he finds BB-8, Kylo Ren could say this: give it to Leia, because if she can find Luke Skywalker, just tell me where they're going.
Yeah.
So he doesn't actually... He might not physically need BB-8. All he needs to do is to get Poe to tell him, oh, they figured out where Luke is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where he is. And then it's just a race to get there first. And because it's all hyperspace, they probably will arrive at the same time.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So actually, yeah, it's so feasible that he could have got into Poe's head. I mean, obviously, we're meant to love Poe because he's dashing, he's the new Han Solo, he's a cool pilot, he's the best in the galaxy, even though Anakin Skywalker was, and stuff like that. And Kylo Ren's supposed to be pretty good because he's Force sensitive and stuff like that. So many people are so good at flying ships. It's crazy.
And here we are.
Harrison Dula.
We haven't even got a flying license at all. We can't even use a plane from local airfield.
Oh no, I can fly a kite. That's about it. Yeah. So it's very feasible that would be the main reason for Kylo getting into thing, because then all he has to worry about is when Rey starts to sort of show up, and Kylo realizes that she's Force sensitive, and Snoke's going on at him, and Palpatine's fingering Snoke, who's fingering Kylo, and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
he hasn't got to worry about finding Luke because he's got a man on the inside doing it.
Yeah.
So this is why when he meets Han and he kills him and it's all emotional, he can put his all into that. When he finds Rey and they have all these little scraps, he puts his all into that.
Yeah.
Because he would be more worried about keeping himself safe to get in touch with Poe, don't you think? Or finding the map. But he could let Poe get on with it, and then he's got all this other time to worry about the other stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's allowing himself space to breathe without the headache of going, right, next on the to-do list.
Find the droid, find the Luke, find the droid. We got to go to Jakku. And I mean, obviously in the films they go to Jakku and try to blow the place up. They find Millennium Falcon. The whole story begins. Blah blah blah. Yeah. But if Poe was swayed by Kylo, and let's be fair, we know that Kylo has strong mind powers.
Yeah.
Because look at what he does to people. He was able to form a bond with Rey, so they could speak even though they're a galaxy apart.
But he didn't do that. Remember. That was Snoke who did that.
Oh, Snoke did that, but it was still within Kylo.
Yeah, and it was within both of them. He just bridged the gap, I suppose.
Yeah, but Kylo has that capacity.
Yes.
So I think it would make for a cool story that, he's talking to Poe, and we know that Poe's a bit shady, so he got him swayed. But he could sit him in the chair and go, right, if you're not going to tell me where the droid is, you're now going to work for me. And he pressures him and pressures him and pressures him. And he's like, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll blackmail you. I'll kill Leia now. Or I'll leave her be, because all I want to know is where Luke is. Because Hux can find them and deal with them.
Yes. Yeah, that he would need to find that leverage, and maybe, if he believed he could have Luke, if he believed he could kill Leia.
Yeah, his own mother. But yeah, for the Resistance, that would affect Poe more, because that was his life. We're led to believe that being a pilot for the Resistance is all he lives for.
Yeah, that's all he wants to do. That's all he will do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say, for argument's sake, then Poe is successful in leading Kylo Ren to Luke.
Yeah.
He's in the room. He sees the map being made. He goes in his head mentally. He goes, right, okay, they're in this system, and he's on that planet.
Yeah.
Like you say, on the radio, little comm link up to Kylo. Oh yeah, by the way, check out this sector. It's not on your map, but just send your ships this
probe
way.
droids or whatever to this sector to find a path there. Yeah, because isn't it about the hyperspace lane to get there? Is that what the map is? It's showing you what route to take to get there.
I'm not sure on the specifics of it, but it would make sense. It'd be difficult to get to, which is why they don't get to it and can't find it, because it's not accessible.
Yeah, it's like is it Rebels or Ahsoka?
Ahsoka, they have to, when they want to go to
find Ezra, they have to go through the funny hyperspace, and they actually use the whales to get.
That's right. Yeah.
They say it's a different galaxy, but I mean, it's all still a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
That might be that sort of thing. Because Kylo would just need to sit back and put his feet up. I mean, I know he can't because he's an angry little shit.
Oh, yeah, he just needs to stomp around the place, slashing stuff up.
And get angry, more. But he is obsessed, and I think he could be obsessed to the point where he goes, yeah, I'm going to find him soon, and I'll find him a lot quicker now. I've got this weak little man in my enthrallment. But yeah, and as well, you think about it this way, because he's quite good at reading minds, because he doesn't need a probe droid. Maybe because he did look at Finn on.
He recognised him, and he makes reference to him again later on.
Yeah, so when Finn refuses to shoot anybody in the opening scenes, Kylo looks at him then as well. I think he does.
Yeah.
So he must already feel that janitor stormtrooper wants to leave and get away. Because the Jedi are sort of... You telling me just because now he's a Knight of Ren that he's forsaken everything Luke's taught him? Because Luke's obviously taught him to read the Force and read people.
Yeah.
So he would be able to look at Finn and go, well, there's a sucker that wants to get away. And instead of me reprimanding him, I've got a plan now. And then he's like, and he doesn't realise it, Finn, because I think Finn's a little bit too cute to be manipulated like that. But maybe
he would have possibly struggled to manipulate him anyway. But yes.
So when Finn wants an out, and Poe finds him, and he's like, "There's a stormtrooper there." Yeah. This is what I'm saying. It makes nice sense that he goes, Finn's, like you said, he's just cannon fodder. But take him with you because he wants to go anyway. And then the whole thing, and then of course when Poe later on says in the other film, "Oh, Palpatine's come back," you could be like, it could be Kylo telling him to say it. Tell him Palpatine's come back.
Yeah.
Snoke's dead. Yes, I killed Snoke, but that's because I want power. But Palpatine's still about. Go and tell him. Make sure Leia hears you. Make sure my mum hears that her arch nemesis is still alive. And then he runs out making a song and dance. But if it were true, wouldn't you be a bit more like... He wouldn't get out of the ship and shout about Palpatine. He'd be like that, right, this is effing serious. If Palpatine's back.
Yeah.
And he would be all quiet and he'd be like, right, I'll talk to you guys later. I need to find Leia. But instead he gets off the ship and it's like fireworks going off.
Yeah, yeah.
And that could quite possibly be, at that moment, you could say, like I say, Kylo's told him to do it, because he wants to make a scene to force the issue that they need to find Luke. Because he could be like, they're taking too long. Tell him Palpatine's back. Let's see if that makes them hurry up to find Luke. Let's see if R2 wakes up because of that. Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Even stuff in the films that aren't fabricated in our little what if do sort of slot in a weird way.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it all adds up. And then him falling in love with, because is it him and Finn, or is it Finn and the little girl?
Well, Finn and the woman, they have a connection.
Yes.
And I think Finn and Poe just have like a bromance.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I can't remember at the end. I thought they were sort of going to go with a gay storyline, which is absolutely fine, by the way, people.
No, it's. I don't think that was on the. I think they were just like fast friends. Like they saved each other's lives.
Yeah.
And then they were like, they just had this bond, which is just like two brothers.
Well, Finn thought they had a bond. Poe was like, I need to look after this douche because he's going to be my fall guy.
Well, yeah, in our
little thing,
in our little scenario here, perhaps that's the way it would be. Finn has the connection with the young Asian woman, and there's a point of contention for some people because they don't like. There was no need for this love story or whatever. But anyway, that's a separate issue. Finn kind of falls out there, I think. So Poe's kind of on his own.
Yeah, but maybe Poe. Say it's back to our little mind warp. Maybe Poe don't need him then. As soon as Kylo tells him to tell him Palpatine's back, he could go. You can kill Finn if you want. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, he's probably not that bothered anymore. One of the other things that sticks out to me about Poe is when there's an issue where Leia's incapacitated.
Yeah.
Poe's got his own idea about what he wants to do with the ship and how to escape from Snoke at that point.
Yeah.
Who's chasing him in the most boring chase ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no Mad Max, is it?
It's definitely not Mad Max, that's for sure. And then he gets overridden and demoted and whatever. If he'd been manipulated by Kylo Ren, he might have made the jump to hyperspace to Luke's position.
That's a point.
Or made moves towards it.
Yeah, so then Kylo could follow them.
Yeah.
That's a well good idea. Because tracking aside, because they obviously put trackers on the things,
yeah. So in the films, that's how they catch up to them. They track them through hyperspace.
Yeah.
Not with sensors, but with a physical tracker.
Yeah.
And that's how they're able to follow, and that's how they catch up. But they've got more fuel and more capacity to keep track, rather than the rebels who are running out of fuel. They get to a point where it's like, we've only got enough for one more jump to hyperspace.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Yeah, I wonder if that's just a big ploy as well. Like we could turn this around and say, well, the tracker might have been there.
Yeah.
But Poe could have just told them anyway.
Yeah, and he's like, follow me.
Yeah.
I'm taking Leia's ship to Luke, or close enough.
Yeah.
All you got to do is jump on.
Yeah, if he'd said, oh, yeah, follow me, this is how it's going to work. And then right at the very end, he might just jump into a ship and be like, right, into a little, like a little X-Wing type.
Yeah, yeah.
And just be like, right, we've got to head over there. We can't get the big ships there. But this little ship here that'll get straight in. This is this is the way.
This is the way. I'm thinking though, because Kylo's so selfish, I think he'd probably just tell Poe to get lost after that. Once they'd found Luke, he would have told him bugger off, wouldn't he? Really?
Absolutely. There'd be no loyalty. I think once Kylo gets what he wants,
yeah,
you're disposable.
He'd probably try and kill Poe.
I reckon.
And then in typical fashion, Poe would go, "Oh no, I've seen the error of my ways."
It's too late now, though.
It's too late now, mate. You got shot in the head. But yeah, no, I quite like that. And actually, the thing about this is, it's so mischievous. It takes away from typical Star Wars, good guys, bad guys,
yeah,
anger, hope. because obviously, whenever we see a scene with Kylo, it's so furious. He's like a tornado.
Yeah.
And really well played by Adam Driver for that, to be fair. And he's obsessed with Vader and all these other little things. He's got all these things going on. And even when he sees Luke's projection and he's shooting him, it's crazy that he don't get out the ship and just go and batter him himself.
Well, yeah. Where's the pride? Where's the honour?
Yeah, he's just shooting him with lasers, which I always found really weird in that scene. But for Poe to be in the background, it's actually quite cool to think about, because Star Wars doesn't normally do that.
No.
You normally see a sneaky alien. For example, you see like a bounty hunter and he's behind a wall and he goes, beep, beep, yeah. The Jedi are here on this planet and they've just visited this canteen. Ooh, la 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 la. Qui-Gon's here. And you go, oh, okay, well, there's the bad guy, and he's alerted the bigger bad guys.
Yeah.
He wants a quick money grab. But you don't normally have a main character doing that in Star Wars. Because Star Wars is normally, like I say, good, bad. If you're good, you're good.
And if you're bad, you're bad. Yeah, for sure.
So it would be a really interesting dynamic for us to say, well, there's a guy who is apparently good, and he's quite good looking for the masses. He's a good pilot. He's got a cute little droid with a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But then, what if BB-8 is on the run, but he's actually still working with Poe? But Poe told him to run because he thought he was going to get destroyed. And then BB-8 gets wrapped up in this this thing. Obviously, BB-8 runs before Kylo changes Poe in our little headcanon here. So BB-8's already on the run.
Well, yeah, but that would mean that BB-8 was then still under the impression of being part of the rebels.
Yeah.
And that would never change unless Poe then caught up to him later and said, "Oh, by the way,
we need to be doing this now.
This is what we need to go. This is what we need to do." Yeah, and you're not likely to change the droid's mind before that.
No.
But he would follow his master.
Well, you'd think so, but this is the weird thing about Star Wars and their droids. Droids like 3PO, I'd be like, yeah, all right. If he was working for the bad guys, he'd probably just go along with it because he's a protocol droid.
Yeah.
But because they gave R2 so much human essence, and he knows exactly what he's got to do because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a droid who's a good guy. All right. It's almost like sentient AI-ness. Would they try and infuse BB-8 with that? Oh, but the droid knows what's good and bad.
Yeah.
Even though it's a droid.
Has a scale of morality.
Yeah, even though it's a droid with a program in it.
Yeah. We
forget that when the droids act in ways that say that they've actively learned and they've got some sort of personality profile.
Yeah, true.
But that's just Star Wars droids, because it's that thing of, oh, that droid's so cute and cool, and he's a big money grab, and he's nice. He's a nice little dude,
Yeah.
And I know Mando don't like droids, but there's reasons for that. But it just goes to show that they can think. Again, though, going to Mando, look at the nanny droid who was an assassin. They made it a nanny droid, and he protected Grogu at the end, didn't he?
The IG-88.
And he actually died.
Yes.
Because of it. But he's a protocol droid. Wouldn't your protocol be like, right, don't kill yourself in the lava. Get out of there. Even though they couldn't get out of there, but it's that thing of it made us think, oh, the droid's caring.
Yes.
It's a droid, people. So would BB-8, would they give BB-8 the same treatment as R2, and would BB-8 then fight Poe if he told him? But Poe probably wouldn't tell him if he was undercover.
I don't think he would. I don't think he'd need to. I think what he needs is BB-8 to continue acting as BB-8 does.
Yeah, to then get the map to...
Because with a droid, you could say, right, this is what we need to do. And the droid won't go, okay, well, I need to go and do this bad thing, but to not alert anybody, I need to go this way and that way and this way and that way to then get to the objective. Instead it would go, right, we need to do this, so I'm just going to go straight there. But that's obvious.
Yeah.
Might not have the wherewithal of a human brain to go, I need to be clever about how I get around this.
Yeah.
Poe's able to manipulate. He would be able to manipulate BB-8 perhaps to do smaller tasks.
Yeah.
Innocuous, less obvious things to be done to then get to the greater picture that the greater position he wants to be in. Of course, we don't really see any of that in the film,
No.
but I do like I like the idea that perhaps there are certain things that are explained in the film that happen, but it'd be quite cool if those things were actually just Poe's doing.
Yeah. And that's the thing about this theory, isn't it? He could be behind quite a lot of it, because you think Kylo's telling him what to do, but Kylo A isn't stupid,
No,
but B, he's got a world's army worth of well, until it's destroyed, of people behind him.
mm-hmm.
But then also, think about this: the destruction of Starkiller Base was a coup,
Okay, yeah,
because they need to get the rebels on side, and when Poe escapes, obviously he helps them then to go back and destroy it, doesn't he? Or
Yes.
he tells them where it is.
yeah. So he wants to bomb the place. So he's leading the fighters who are going to go and there's some sort of disruptor or balancing plate or something like that.
Yeah.
But to destroy it, they need to destroy the shield generator. But the shield generator has to be accessed by foot, which is where Han Solo and Chewie and Finn and Rey come in. They're doing that work.
Yeah.
Once that's down, then Poe is able to get in and blow it up from the outside.
Kylo orchestrated that.
Yeah,
Because the key players got off, and he obviously needed them to utterly believe that Poe was on side.
yeah.
So he's gone. It's only what? So what? A big laser gets destroyed. Boom, boom.
And they've already destroyed 5 planets.
Yeah.
And you can guarantee that those 5 planets would have been crucial planets.
Yeah. Exactly.
It looks like Coruscant's one of them. Whether or not it is, I don't actually know.
Well, you're led to think that it is because it's all city based.
It looks quite fancy, doesn't it?
But
yeah, if he's able to destroy, if you need to destroy a handful of planets to then really rock the boat,
yeah,
all he's doing is to use an acronym that people don't understand. It's FUD.
yeah,
He's just going to FUD the situation. By doing that, everybody's distracted. He's then able to identify people he needs to identify. So he needs to identify Rey.
yep,
I mean, he kind of knows already,
yeah,
but he needs to make sure. And he needs, like you say, he needs to get Poe on side with the rebels while doing what he needs.
yeah,
Everybody's distracted.
yeah,
We're all looking at what are the rebels doing. We're all looking at, oh no, Starkiller Base is being destroyed, and yes, he's staying there till last, but he knows that it'll be okay.
yeah,
He doesn't like Hux, but he also knows that Hux will be okay.
yeah, exactly.
He doesn't care about the stormtroopers that are on the planet.
Why would he?
Not bothered at all. All collateral, and he knows that Snoke is also a baddie.
Yeah,
And he wants to be more powerful than Snoke. So the only way to get to Snoke is to probably get himself in front of Snoke.
yeah,
And if he does something bad or loses something, Snoke's going to want to see him.
yeah,
And that actually does happen, doesn't it?
yeah. Because he loses Starkiller, and then is it then that Kylo goes to see Snoke? Oh no, because he goes to the
He goes to the funny room.
he goes to the cave with the hologram in, doesn't he?
So him and Hux are there together, aren't they?
Yeah,
At that point, Hux runs in like, little bitch that he is.
yeah,
And then they're like, right, Snoke's like, right, okay, get out of there, come and see me. Because then they end up on his ship, don't they?
yes, yeah.
Eventually in the second film. Which is then when Rey is also presented to Snoke.
Yeah, because she somehow ends up there. I can't remember how. But maybe that's Kylo's plan all along. And when Kylo wanted to kill Snoke, maybe his first initial thing was, well, I'll take out Rey here. Because he does fight her, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then, and maybe he's thinking, well, all the time I'm distracting these Muppets, Poe Dameron's trying to get me my map.
Yeah, he's getting the map, but he's also building trust.
Yeah.
And proving that he's an asset.
Yeah.
Even though he's already reasonably high up in the chain of command, he's proven how good he is and how loyal he is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the plan at that point does fall apart when in the second film they get chased by Snoke,
Mm.
and he's not allowed the command, and he actually gets when he stages the mutiny, it all falls apart.
Yeah. Yeah, his
And
little
then- and then
plan
he- and then he-
dissolves a bit.
Yeah, then he loses all the trust, I suppose, except for those diehards who are with him who really believe him.
Yeah. Mm.
You know, Finn, etc. They love him. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, isn't it?
I do like it though, and like I said before, you don't see it in Star Wars.
No, we see one double cross, and it is played out across the entire film, and that is with Finn, and it's what's his name? Spanish actor.
Oh.
You know who I mean?
Yeah.
Who he's the smuggler,
Yes.
and he's got all the passwords and all the keys and all this, and they meet him on the fancy planet with all the racing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. The weird sort of Las Vegas-y.
Yeah.
You know. Oh God. Yeah.
I can't think what the planet's called because it's
just too far.
I like him, but I don't particularly care for the entire scene.
Yeah, because isn't that like funny animal in it as well?
Yeah, that it's like a rideable animal that
Yeah.
they race around a track, whilst people look on from above,
Yeah.
sipping their champagne equivalent,
Yeah.
whilst there's casinos and all sorts of stuff going on. That's the only other double, not out and out double cross that we really see, where there's a sort of a betrayal of trust.
But then he's
Outside of, with apology, Lando Calrissian, but you don't trust him in the same way, and it's quickly worked out that he did do the wrong thing because he had no choice,
yeah.
but actually he was wanting to be on the good side.
Yeah.
Whereas
That double cross that we would see from Poe, you know, would literally be
swap sides and you
Yeah.
don't know about it.
yeah. But it's the whole cloak and dagger thing as well, which would be quite good to see.
Yeah.
You know, and even if he was found out, it would be a nice change for him to find out about it. It could be a little bit Rogue One-ish, you know. And yes, there's a fight. Yes, Poe's made out to be this bad guy. Maybe Phil's the one who has to deal with him. Finn's actually, he looks stockier than Poe. In a hand-to-hand combat, Finn could probably take Poe.
I would probably agree. I'd like to agree with that, based on the fact that we would also like to think that Finn is force sensitive,
Yeah.
which would give him, just an extra slight reflex
Yeah.
advantage, perhaps.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe would win in that fight.
Yeah. But for Finn to be force sensitive, Kylo would have snapped him up earlier, and then he wouldn't need Poe, because he'd have a little apprentice, wouldn't he?
But maybe the force sensitivity is just all a ploy because Kylo Ren spots him and allows him to believe things are happening.
Yeah.
Or maybe just by chance he picks up the lightsaber, which he does, and has a
Yeah.
fight. And it's just allowed these extra.
Yeah, and he's just getting little nudges towards the old waterhole. Just like that way. That way. And if Palpatine really is back, Palpatine's in charge of it all anyway. And he's just sat in his chair going, yes. Do it. Do it. Yeah. But, I mean, if Poe did get found out that he was a double crosser, and it would be a big relief for the audience then to be like, oh, finally, someone's caught him. And if it was like it would have to be either he's seen the error of his way, somebody's given him a knock on the head. What was I doing? Have I been double crossing you the entire time?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Or it would literally be they fight and he's so in belief of Kylo and his plans that either Finn or Leia or some character that we will feel for, because they obviously loved him, then having to kill him.
Yeah,
that would be a traumatic sort of rounding out of the story that would make you go, oh, shit.
I like the idea, and it's probably the cornier idea of the two, but I like the idea that he gets found out, put in a prison cell on board one of the ships.
Yeah.
Things all go wrong. Kylo Ren is chasing the ship with the cell that he's in,
Yeah.
just by chance. And he's able to then escape, but he's seen the error of his ways because he's been caught.
Yeah.
So he knows that nobody's going to trust him on that side. Thinks to himself, actually, Kylo Ren doesn't know that I've been found out yet.
Yeah.
I could then go back to Kylo Ren with somebody else and double cross the double cross.
Yeah. Oh my God, a triple cross.
Yeah, which you could just go on infinitely with this.
Yeah.
But the only person who would trust him at that point
Is Kylo Ren.
would be Kylo Ren, because he believes he's in control of him.
Yeah.
But if you're playing the player,
Yeah. Oh, goodness me. And then Leia wouldn't have to die, and they could CGI her for the rest of the films.
just floating away in space
Just floating
forever.
away, and it you're force sensitive, love, but the vacuum of space will not kill you. We'll go back to that in another episode.
That's not plot armor. That's plot spacesuit.
Yeah, plot spacesuit, plot stupidity. But yeah, and then if he did double cross him, because he could then tell him that they found the map in the bitter end, and Luke's, he's all the way over there. And what does he do? He sends Kylo Ren, and let's be fair, let's talk a little bit about physics here.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't really touched on in Star Wars because it's all like make believe.
Yeah.
Ships can go in and out of atmosphere without breaking up, apart from points where it's imperative that the ship breaks the atmosphere. And there's like, oh no, look at all the fire and stuff. We're not going to make it.
Yeah.
But every single ship can just dive in and out of orbit. Normally, love that. Yeah, so he could tell Kylo some coordinates.
Yeah.
What do you know? There's a black hole there. Oh, that sun is exploding in that quadrant of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Because every solar system is led to believe that it's got a sun, like most science fiction. Every solar system has a sun, like we have at the centre, and then like all these little mini universes and galaxies have.
So you've got, in the build-up, you've got the universe, and within the universe, you've got all these galaxies. And right in the middle of every galaxy, there's supposed to be a black hole.
Yeah.
And around that, around orbiting that black hole, are lots of equivalent to solar systems, or
with suns and
constellations and
stuff like that.
Their own big stars.
Yeah, and he could find one where the big star is exploding, is supernova.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, Kylo,
Yeah.
this is the coordinates for Luke Skywalker," and he goes, "All right, cheers, see you later." Because Star Wars doesn't ever do that, but that would just make me chuckle a little bit if I saw that.
Yeah, it would be funny
And unbelievable.
and well,
Because the hyperspace thing wouldn't work. Because if the star was exploding, where would the hyperspace go?
well, the computer would have already gone, this is not safe,
Yeah, and it would beep like mad.
and then you wouldn't be able to go. Nobody's manually hyperspacing anywhere.
No, that's
They might be starting the process early to escape from somewhere, which is risky, but I don't think that they'd actively be able to go into there. And if it was getting to a black hole, again, the computer would be like, we can go there,
But we're not going to end there.
but we're not stopping there because that's not safe. That's a place, unless of course he then the other option is, so Poe thinks, oh, Luke Skywalker's more than strong enough to deal with Kylo Ren. Let's just send him. Or,
Maybe Poe goes to find Luke and not Rey, and then it's not stupid.
Or maybe Poe is so sick of this chase for Luke Skywalker because he's like, well, we don't need Luke Skywalker. We've got an entire army here of people.
Yeah,
Why are we spending
the big cock bombers?
Why are we spending all our time and money and resource on finding some old space wizard
Yeah,
who doesn't want to be found?
yeah,
Why not just send Kylo Ren there?
yeah. Let him find it out.
And if Luke wins, great.
Yeah,
And if he doesn't win, well, guess what? We're still in the same position, and we're now not sending stupid amounts of money in the wrong direction. We can now reinforce and bolster and improve our situation based on what we've got and what we know.
quick question.
Go on.
Is General Hux an agent, an inside agent? Am I thinking of the right film here?
Hux is like Grand Moff Tarkin.
But in the end, isn't he the one who goes, "I'm the spy"?
I don't know. Actually, I can't remember that.
Because if that's the case, say for example it is Hux who's the spy. I can't remember if it's that or the dude from Rebels or whatever. I'm getting very confused with all the Imperial officers at the moment. I need to go home and eat dinner.
That's the Alzheimer's kicking in.
Yeah. So he's a spy for the rebels inside the Republic Empire. Poe then sends Kylo to deal with Luke. And he's like, well, he can stay there and fight for as many years as he wants. Technically, then, who's in charge of all the bad guys? Obviously, there'll be another general, Moff. But in that moment, the rebels could really fight back with their army and be like, well, there's no actual chain of command at the moment.
Yeah.
Because if Hux is a spy, we could say, tell all your troops to stand down then, or go to this one system, and then we're just going to bomb them.
Okay, so you're right about this. Hux was a spy.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah. Identified by somebody called Pride.
What?
It just says here, Pride was no fool, and correctly identified Hux as the spy within the First Order.
First Order, that's it. Sorry for people who've listened this far into the episode and they're going, it's the First Order, you muppets.
Yeah. This happens every episode, I'm absolutely convinced.
Yeah.
Most of them I think they just listen to humour us.
They just laugh at us and go, no, aren't they cute?
Yeah, they know nothing.
Yeah, they know nothing. So he's the spy. And at that moment, you could literally be like, right, Poe sent Kylo over there. Snoke's dead. Palpatine's sat in a chair somewhere.
So that's Pride. Pride is Hugh Grant.
Right.
Anyway, yes, carry on.
He tells all the stormtroopers to go down. Poe's like that. I've sent Kylo off there, Leia. I know you hate me, but I've got rid of one threat, and your son isn't exactly going to die because him and Luke are going to talk it out.
Yeah.
And do whatever they do. But at this moment in time, we can win the war by destroying all of the stormtroopers because the spy Hux is sending all of them to a general area. And all we have to do is bomb them or disarm them. They could tell them to just put all their guns into the vacuum of space and then they could still live and you just send them down to an agri-world to farm for the rest of their lives.
Well, even if Hux wasn't a spy, the fact that Kylo might be elsewhere, distracted, would just mean that Hux is trying to he might be trying to run an entire
fleet, armada,
everything,
military.
Yeah,
because you're led to believe he runs the entire show.
Yeah,
which is just crazy, really.
Well, it is, but you've got Snoke, who's the puppet master.
Yeah.
In the situation, and you've got Hux, who is in command of the First Order, and then you've got Kylo Ren, who's the apprentice essentially.
Yeah, he's the arrogant teen who just thinks he wants the boss's job.
He's the equivalent of Darth Vader in the sense that he's not in charge of anything really. Everybody does what he says because he's the big scary one.
Yeah, with the powers.
Yeah, but he's not the one who's saying, right, strategically, we're going to go and destroy this planet first, and then we're going to circle back around and we're going to take this one because that's going to give us the advantage.
Yeah, we need 10 ships to go to this system to watch out for rebel forces coming through hyperspace.
Yeah. But
then we need the rest of our fleet to go to X system because we're going to actually capture some people from the Senate who aren't with us.
So he's more like the enforcer, and I think Kylo Ren sort of fills the same space in the first film. So it's only when they become a power share later on, that actually he gets more involved. But if Poe was then able to distract Kylo Ren by sending him to see Luke Skywalker early, then Hux would probably feel a bit lost. I still think he would still feel a bit lost, like he hasn't got somebody there who's able to sort of pick up the pieces when things go wrong.
Yeah.
I think he would just be like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden the rebels are there and they're
fighting.
They're fighting. They're taking advantage of a confused situation. And Poe Dameron's double-crossed him.
Yeah, and Poe's there shooting him.
Yeah.
Dropping bombs on him.
Because he logically he's gone, well, Luke Skywalker can be a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Or not. He might defeat Kylo Ren. Great.
Yeah.
Either way's a win.
Yeah.
We don't need either of these people.
Yeah, leave them over there.
I'm sick of lightsabers and
Yeah,
Jedi
and all that mumbo jumbo.
yeah. It's absolute nonsense. They should be eradicated. Send them off together. They'll sort it out.
What I love about that, and what I love about Star Wars as well, is that somehow Hux would know that Poe's in one of the ships attacking him, even though how? Because you can't see a minute speck of dust sat in another minute speck of dust X-wing, and the comms would all be jammed because he's only talking to the fellow X-wingers.
Yeah.
So, but somehow, as true to every Star Wars film, they go, Poe's in that ship over there.
He probably would know. Arguably, he might be able. He might know enough about like X-wing formations or something to be like, right.
There's a master in there.
There's the leaders. That's a leader. That's a leader. That's a leader. He's going to be in one of those.
Yeah.
And just by chance, he might get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does happen a lot. I think.
Yeah.
They
It's just funny though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just funny. Yeah.
Just helps.
Yeah.
With
Helps with context of storytelling. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's quite a cool idea if Poe was if Kylo managed to get through to Poe. It would be quite cool.
I think it would be good, and I think if it was a delayed reveal as well.
Yes.
So that we would have no idea. It looks like he's doing the right thing, and then all of a sudden it's revealed, and we're like,
and all these little flashbacks
right,
of him talking to Kylo and sending messages, and you're like, oh my god. Yeah, and it would be one of the very few things in this podcast where we wouldn't say, well, Palpatine orchestrated it, really.
Yeah.
Because Kylo would have thought off his own back, and Palpatine wouldn't have been able to account for Poe and what he's doing, because all he cares about is Luke and Rey.
Yes. Yeah.
He doesn't really care about Kylo because he knows he's just a arrogant little git. So actually, it's one of the very few podcasts where we don't go, well, Palpatine would have orchestrated it all anyway.
Yeah, it's nice to have something that's away from Big Daddy Palps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it works even in the film as it is now. If you watched it with a different view and you said, right, watch this film now, but imagine Poe's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And you'd go, that actually works.
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for that to be a legitimate narrative. It probably doesn't play out in the films, like it probably wouldn't be possible
of course not.
As it is. But I don't think it would be a massive leap to make it work if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But it might have made things actually more interesting. Certainly when it came to that middle episode where things kind of went a bit boring for a while.
Yeah.
I think it might have just added a little hint of spice.
Yeah. I agree, big time. Although I do like the films. I do like when Kylo and Rey were fighting Snoke and the old temple guards that are now wearing red.
Beautiful scene.
Yeah, brilliant fight scene.
Yeah,
one of the best they've ever shot, actually. To be fair.
Yeah, love the colours, love the way it's shot, love the speed of it, love the double cross.
Yeah,
I can see your thoughts. See this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dodge this.
Yeah, dodge this.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Right, well, I think that is an excellent place to wrap up.
Nice. Let's wrap it up there then.
If you have any questions or you want to add some comment to it or you've got other suggestions about what might have happened or stuff you want us to talk about in the future, please do get in touch. On Instagram, you can find us at WIQGDD.
And if you would like to email us, you can email us at WIQGDD@gmail.com.
Nice.
You know, very easy. Or just drop us a DM. Most people can talk to us however they want. We love people getting in touch. And more than happy to do stuff on this. We do need to do a Bad Batch episode soon. I need to hurry up and do the recaps.
I think we say this every week.
Yeah, I know. I need to hurry up with season 2 and 3 recaps. But once we've done them, we'll sit down and have a final thing about that.
Yeah, nice. Cool.
Yeah, we'll get that done. But that was a really cool what if that.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Lovely. Right. Well, let's leave it there.
Yep.
Look after yourself.
Be good.
And stay out of the sand.
More